what you think about when you're born into a fire. Let them burn it out. Sell them to the richest buyer. They wanna let the
welcome. Oh wait, let me turn down the music. Wow, I totally forgot to do that. It's a new year and I forgot how to properly stream, chat. I don't know how all this works. It's not that I've been doing it for, I don't know, 6, 7, 8 years. I don't know, a long time. And I still sometimes feel like I have no idea what I'm doing. Chat, welcome on in. Hello. How is you? How are you guys doing? Happy New Year. Technically, I'm breaking my own rule because my own rule is that I say Happy New Year until like January 5th. I don't know why, but like January 5th is like the cutoff date. Although I feel maybe January 7th would be good because that's like the first full week of the year. So maybe I should change my principle. So in that case, since today's January 7th, Happy New Year. You know, it's still allowed, I guess, according to like my own rules. And yeah, welcome in, chat. Welcome in. It's good to be back. I missed you guys. Even though we've been gone for like only a few weeks, but still, you know, I haven't seen you guys since last year. How about that? I haven't seen you guys since last year. Well, one thing that hasn't changed, despite, you know, the year having changed, one thing that hasn't changed is me starting the stream by saying good evening, everyone, good evening, and good time zone to all of you. How is everyone doing today? My name, as always, is MrJordilicious. Still, even in this new year, it's still MrJordilicious. Welcome to the stream on this Wednesday, January 7th, 2026. 2026. The new year, chat. Happy New Year once again. I don't have anything to like commemorate that. I can do like, you know, the party thing again, but I don't have any fireworks or anything because that's over. You know, this year fireworks have been banned in the Netherlands, so no more fireworks for anyone. Which, you know, a lot of people, from what I've seen, have taken that as an opportunity to buy all the fireworks that they can find, so that they could light that in like the previous year when it was still allowed. Because boy, I've seen and I've heard a lot of fireworks. So I guess people took it to heart. That, you know, they were like, oh crap, we can't buy fireworks anymore. We have to buy everything right now. And that's what people did. The last stream was last year. Yeah, the last stream was last year. It was. Today's a brand new year. I had to make a brand new playlist on YouTube because the last one was a year old. So I had to make a brand new playlist. Because the last one was like a year old, so there's that. Also, chat, I think I'm gonna be quiet for 1 second. I'm pretty cold here. You know, it's pretty cold, and I don't want to turn on the heating because, you know, it's already kind of late. So then I'm gonna turn it up, and before the room gets heated, you know, I already go to bed. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna actually grab my Udi and I'm gonna just put that on. You know, nice and cozy and warm. So you guys won't hear me for a little bit. But only a little bit. I'll try to shout. I'm not sure if you can hear me. I'll try to shout. Can you guys hear me? I'll be shouting. Hello. Alright, 1 second, chat. 1 second. I'm almost done. 1 second. Let me take off my hoodie. Because otherwise it will probably be too warm. I'm gonna take that off. 1 second, chat. Almost. Yes, almost. All right. Okay, good. Okay, I'm back. Wait. Yes. All right, here we are. Does that still work? You know, I think you know, that's a good question. I don't actually know. I think it should still work. Wait, can we try that? I'm not even sure if the link still works. Wait, does that link still work? Let's see. Okay, so the link still works. Let me see if my code actually works. I actually don't know. All right, let me just grab a random Udi from the site. Oh, they have Dragon Ball Udis now. Look at that. Those are actually kind of cool. Alright, let me grab a Dragon Ball Udi while we wait for
Thank you for
Paul, the text-to-speech guy.
62 month resub. We love nice and cozy. Also, beep boop la 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 McDonald's had a hamburger farm. E-E-I-E-I-O. And more nonsense that I can spout for the text-to-speech. How about sarsaparilla, root beer, and root and toot?
Love that. That's so funny. That's so funny. Love that. Triggs, thank you so much for the resub. For 62 months. I can appreciate it. The first subscription of the year, chat. The first subscription of the year. Look at that. That should get a cheer and an applause. But also... Also, there was also a cheeky sub. Tricks, we're coming in. Happy New Year. How are you doing? We're coming in. Also, chat. Also, wait. Can I show this? Can I show this? Am I not? Wait. Actually, let's get rid of this. Let's go to a private screen because I don't want to like dox myself. But I still need to set up. See, this is something that I should have done over the holidays. I still need to set up my my Firefox multi-account containers. Because then I can have like my personal stuff and my streaming stuff. I can have my streaming stuff separate so I can't dox myself. I still need to set that up. But let's actually have a look because hashtag not sponsored, by the way. Hashtag not sponsored. But so here we have the Udi. I just picked a random one. This is the Dragon Ball Super Goku Udi, which I mean they have a lot of new things now. They have like sleep teas, originals. They have these robes, which I'm kind of wondering, like I can see the appeal of that because, you know, like nice and warm, but I can't really see if this is the same like fleece lining as the original ones. I wouldn't wear these like, you know, when you go to like a sauna or like when you get out of the tub because, okay, well, they did. But I don't know, like if this is the same fleece, I don't think it feels nice when it gets wet. But maybe this is different fleece. I don't know. But yeah, they have like lots of other kind of like new things. They have licensed stuff, Dragon Ball, Friends, Harry Potter, Hello Kitty and Friends. Squishmallows, not sure what that is. Oh wait, that looks kind of cute. What else? Aston Villa, Pac-Man. All kinds of cool things, which they didn't have when I bought my Udi. I'll have to say, ooh, it's Squid Game. That's really cool. Stranger Things, Pokemon, Powerpuff Girls, Adventure Time, adult licenses. Wait, adult licenses? Okay, wait. Okay, well, I thought, you know, like adults, you know, like adult woo licenses. Wait, let's check out the Squid Game ones. Oh wait, this is like a full bodysuit. That's kind of. Oh yeah, they have those now too. Those full bodysuits. Those actually look really cool. Wait, $39. Wait, that's super cheap. They were 105, they're now 39. That's actually super cheap. The first cheek of the year. It was the first cheek of the year, yes. Happy New Year, doing fine, how are you? Yeah, I'm doing good as well. But yeah, so this one is, you know, $39, 39 euros, so that's like a steal. I wonder if you put that in your cart and you go to checkout and you use code MrJordilicious 15. I wonder if that's gonna work. Okay, so that's not gonna work because I don't think it works on that. So I think you need to use one of the actual Udis. So let's get the Dragon Ball Udi, which is not on sale. It's still $99. But if we add that to our cart, oh, and we get rid of this one, and we go to checkout, and then we enter code MrJordilicious 15, you still get, well, not $15, but you get close to $15. You get off. Almost $15. It's not actually $15, chat, mind you, but you know, it's close to that. So yes, code MrJordilicious 15 still works. I also want to say, full clarification, if you use this code, I get nothing. Okay, so I'm not trying to be like, oh yeah, buy stuff, use my code, and you know, do that. You know, I'm not trying to do that. Because, I mean, well, you know, you should, because, you know, Udi is a nice product, and I'm wearing mine right now, and it's great. But like, I'm not getting any commission if you use my code or if you buy anything. So, like, do with that information what you want. But, you know, I'm just trying to get you a good deal. If you guys are also cold and don't wanna, you know, spend a ton of money on heating, Get yourself an hoodie, because you will get toasty when you wear an hoodie. I'll say that. And then use my code at checkout when if you want to get like a a nice discount. No MrJordilicious hoodie. They should, you know what? They should have a MrJordilicious hoodie. Yeah, I don't know what that would look like. Maybe my gradient, like the pink to yellow. Maybe that gradient would be nice. But yeah, they should have a MrJordilicious hoodie. Sang the Kitsune, hello, welcome on in. Happy New Year. It's been a while. I see the friend of Bluey tag. I'm also a friend of Bluey. Nice. Well, hello, welcome on in. Hello. How are you? I hope you had a good New Year's. I hope you had a good New Year's. Is Friend of Bluey similar to Friend of Dorothy, but then specific to a certain kink? It is actually, yeah. I actually learned about that like a little while ago. I also learned about the Friend of Dorothy thing a little while ago. I didn't know that was a thing. But I saw people with the Friend of Bluey tag, and I was like, wait, why? I mean, I could sort of picture something, but I was like, why? I didn't necessarily get it. And then I started to look into it. And then I was like, oh, wait, Friend of Dorothy. I didn't know that. I never heard about that. So I realized that was a thing, and I didn't know that. So I actually learned about that. It used to be a long time ago. I mean, yeah, I know. Yeah, and like, you know, I'm an old guy, so maybe I should have known. I'm not that old though, chat. I'm not that old. But yeah, no, I had no idea. So apparently that's the thing. But Zang, welcome in. I hope you're doing good. I hope you're doing good. But yeah, chat, how is everyone doing? How was everyone's New Year's? I hope you guys had a good New Year's. I hope you guys had a good Christmas as well, or at least holidays. You know, because that's also, I actually just checked. My last stream was December 23rd. So before the holidays. So like lots of things have happened. So we have a lot of things to catch up on. And I want to hear about you guys' holidays, what you did, if you did anything special, if you had like, you know, any fun times, or if you spent it with friends or family or loved ones or alone, or yeah, tell me all about it. I was thinking about just Brooklyn's body printed on that hoodie. Oh, you know what? That would actually be really cool. Like, you know, his upper body. That would actually be really cool. I would love that. My holidays were messy but fun. I mean, well, messy can also be fun, but you know, define messy. Because, well, I think I already know the story. So I know it's a different kind of messy than what I like. but still, the New Year's was nice and reasonably quiet, except for a party that went till 4 a.m. 4 a.m. Heck, and was it like a nearby party, or was it like even in your house? Well, I mean, technically, I would have been able to join that party because I don't think I don't think I slept until at 4 a.m. Not willingly though. Not willingly, because well, you know, we get to that later. You know, I'm gonna leave you guys hanging because otherwise I'm gonna tell stories and they're gonna be like out of order and it's gonna get even messier because then I'll tell my stories out of order and things will be weird. So yeah. It was a party in the village, but it felt like it was practically at our neighbor's house with how loud the bass was. Oh, wow, that's always annoying when that happens. I think there was like a lot of wind at New Year's as well, so maybe that also helped, you know, like carry the sound over to your place. Mine was mad, was kicked from my ex's Discord server and VRC group. I don't know why, because he's not communicating with me. Oh, that's annoying. And like, you know, kind of petty, I guess. Like, you know, kicking you, but not necessarily letting you know, like, hey, I'm kicking you because so-and-so reason, you know, that's like, okay, well, thanks, great. I'm sorry to hear that. But you know what? Maybe you're better off without them. You know, if they want to be petty like that, then maybe you don't need that kind of pettiness in your life. You know, new year, new you. Okay, I'm sorry. That was probably pretty cringe. New year, new you. But yeah. So my whole, I'll try to go through it too quickly because otherwise I'll keep talking for like forever. But yeah, my holidays were good. It was just me and Peter. We basically only, like, you know, celebrated the first day of Christmas because, you know, Peter doesn't really believe in the second day of Christmas, as does, I think, a majority of the world. A lot of countries in the world don't really have a second day of Christmas. So we only really did, like, the first day of Christmas, and we spent it like we always do. We had, like, you know, some nice food together. We watched the movie together, and we just chilled and hung out together. We don't really do family with the holidays. We haven't done that for, like, a long time because... yeah, both of us are kind of like, you know, we don't need the stress of, you know, all the family and like the in-laws and all the kids and like everyone in my mother's house. And then, like, you know, having to fight over who's gonna make dinner, and then having, like, you know, all the kids over, and it just doesn't work, you know. It's just always stressy and messy, and I can't really get along with the partner of one of my sisters. So that's always, like, very awkward because, you know, I don't really like him, and he doesn't really like me, so that doesn't really work out. So, like, a couple of years ago, me and Peter, we just decided, like, hey, listen, the holiday should be a fun time, so let's make it fun, but not make it stressy and stressful and having to go through all of that. So we just spent it together, which, you know, honestly is just kind of like the way that I like it, you know, just the two of us. Nice food, just cozy, snuggling up on the couch, watching a movie, playing some games together. That's you know, that's, to me, that's a perfect way to celebrate the holidays. So yeah, so that was basically that. Then what else? What else did I do? Oh yeah, the weekend after Christmas, I met up with someone that I've met online. And I think, I'm not gonna go too much into detail, but I think I talked about a meeting that I had with someone else a couple of weeks ago that didn't really go according to plan, which, you know, really bummed me out. But then, you know, like the weekend after Christmas, I met up with someone else online that I've met online, and this time it actually was pretty nice. So I had a really good time at his place. So that was good. I was really tired from that though when I got back home. I thought it would last longer, but then, you know, like you know, I went back home at like 5 p.m.-ish, which was, you know, it was fine. We had a good time, so it was all good. But when I was in the train, I was also I was like, oh yeah, I'm also kind of tired. It was good though because like the Dutch railway company, they had like this sort of advent calendar where every day during, like, you know, the advent in like December, you could get like a like, you know, you could get something fun, and one of the things was a free upgrade to first class in the train. Or not free, it was actually like €1, but, like, you know, super cheap. So I was like, oh well, I'm gonna have to make a pretty long journey because it was, like, you know, all the way up north in the country. Well, not all the way up north, but, like, you know, pretty far away. So I was like, oh, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna get that first class upgrade so that I can travel there in, like, you know, in like first class. So that was actually kind of nice. I did feel very out of place though. Like I always feel that when, like, you know, the train people, like the conductors, when they walk past and they see me, like, you know, with my piercings and my pink hair, and, you know, I'm not like your average typical first class traveler in the train. Usually they are, like, you know, older people or, like, you know, business people, but, you know, not someone like me usually. So I really felt sort of out of place there. I was like, oh man, people are gonna judge me, and people are gonna they're gonna be like, oh, what's that guy doing there? He's not supposed to be there. He shouldn't be in first class. Which, you know, obviously nobody did, but I always kind of fear that people do that. But yeah, it was actually really nice, very relaxing. The good thing is that I only had one transfer of trains, which is, like, you know, one station away from me, and then after that I could stay in one train all the way to my end station. So that was actually great. So yeah, so I had a good time. Yeah, on the way back was also, again, first class, so it was really nice. And then what? Then let's see, on the 29th, me and Peter, we went swimming. There's actually a new pool that opened earlier last year in our city. And me and Peter, we both, well, you know, especially Peter, but both of us really want to, like, you know, pick up working out again. I've been going to the gym myself pretty kind of consistently for the last while. But Peter also wants to really get back into shape and go to the gym and stuff. So, but we also used to go swimming together like once every few weeks. But the thing is that, you know, we used to have another pool in our city, and you could do like, you know, lane swimming. You could do that there as well. But the thing is, it always had like these annoying times, like, you know, between 6 a.m. and like 9 a.m. in the morning. And I'm like, okay, well, that's fine, but I have a job. I'm not gonna wake up at 6 a.m., go to the pool, do my, like, you know, my swimming workout, then quickly get a shower, get changed, go to work, and then have like a full day of work. You know, like, I'm not that kind of guy. I wish I was that kind of guy, but I'm not. But this new pool, they also have lane swimming times in the evening, which is great because then, you know, we can just go, like, you know, even after work when I get home, or like, you know, on a Monday, which is my day off, when we have like other things we want to do, we can still go in the evening. So that's great. So we went there. I actually had to buy a new swimsuit because my older swimsuit didn't fit me anymore. And it's actually funny. Okay. So and when I do, like, you know, late, like when I just go casually swimming, like, you know, just splashy in a pool with friends and stuff, I just wear like shorts or like, you know, longer swim trunks, because you know, that's fine. But when I'm doing, like, you know, something where the swimming is like, you know, a workout, I like to wear a Speedo because, you know, they're small and they don't constrict your leg movement. They're not like, you know, chafing. It's like, you know, it's nice. It's comfortable. But I don't necessarily have a Speedo body, if you, like, you know, get what I mean. And, you know, I personally feel anyone should be able to wear a Speedo. Like, it's not like only hot, ripped, you know, hunky guys can wear one, right? But you know, when we were picking out a swimsuit at the store recently, I was like, yeah, I kind of want this one. Or, like, I kind of like either Speedos or those sort of longer, I think they're called jammers, which is not like a boxer sort of size, but they're slightly longer, like just above the knee. I also like those. But those were like way more expensive. So I was like, yeah, I don't want to spend, you know, 30-40 bucks on a pair of like on a swimsuit when my goal is to lose weight, so it might not fit me anymore in, you know, like a few months. And this Speedo that they had, it was like, you know, 10 bucks. I was like, you know, it looks good. You know, it's a tiny piece of fabric. How, what else do I need, right? Like, it doesn't need to be flashy. It doesn't need to have any kind of special things. And, you know, like 10 bucks, if it breaks, or like if it, you know, if it's not good anymore after a few months, I'll just get a new one. So I got that, but I was like, yeah, I hope people are not going to judge me, because again, I don't have a body that people might, you know, consider Speedo worthy. But also I fear that people might, they might sort of like, well, okay, maybe not all people, but I feel some people might see, you know, Speedo wearing as like, oh, that's something that old, like, perverts do, you know, like, especially younger people, they might think that. So I was like, oh yeah, I hope people are not going to judge me. But then again, you know, I was like, you know what, screw it, you know, fuck it. It's my body. I think it's comfortable. And I'm not doing any harm. So, I'm not gonna worry what other people might think. And if people think something, well, then let them think. Let them think. So I was actually happy that I tried to not pay any attention to what others might think. But yeah, so we went to the pool, and when we went to buy our tickets, the woman at the reception said, "Oh yeah, I do want to warn you though, the water today is colder than average, or colder than normal." And it was a pretty cold day. Like, it wasn't as cold as it is now, but like, it was a pretty cold day. So I was like, ooh, okay. I love swimming, and I love, like, swimming for workout. But the one thing that I hate is the moment when you have to go into the pool, where you're like, you know, your body is still warm from, like, you know, your clothes and stuff, and then you have to go into the pool and the water is like freezing. I hate that. When I used to play water polo like a long time ago, that was always like at the start of the training. That was always like, I was always standing at the edge of the pool, and they were like, okay, we're gonna warm up. And I was like, okay, yeah, I'm already warm. I don't want to jump into a cold pool and then having to warm up again. But obviously, you know, you have to, because you can't play water polo on land. So it was always like a bit of a moment where I had to jump in into the cold water. But yeah, so she said, like, yeah, the water is colder than normal. It's like 27 degrees. And I don't know what that is. I have no idea what usually the water temperature is. So I was kind of worried, like, oh man, it's going to be freezing. But it was actually not too bad. It was actually kind of nice. It could have been a little bit warmer, but, you know, it wasn't actually too bad. So, you know, I was worrying for nothing. Maybe normally that water was even warmer, I guess. But now it was totally fine. Once we're sitting in first class with a free upgrade ticket, and some older women were complaining with each other about those free upgrade tickets because the normal people were sitting in the same class as they are. Oh, right. Yeah, the normal. Yeah, the plebs is sitting with us fancy first class people. How dare you? How dare you soil our first class with your second classiness? Ugh. Yes, yeah, some people are like that, unfortunately. But you know what? Screw them. Screw them. Good for you, right? Yeah. Well, thank you. Hey, Jamie the Magpie. Hello, how are you? How are you doing? Welcome in. Happy New Year to you too. Happy New Year to you too. I have a partial fursuit now, a beige and tan werewolf called Garth. Oh, that's so cool. That's so cool. Nice. Congratulations. Do you have any pictures of it? I would love to see it. I'm not sure if you are in our Discord, but if you are, feel free to post some pictures of it in the puppy channel, in the puppy and furry channel. I would love to see it. So for context, my ex is a caregiver of 3, and the kids still consider me the other caregiver / dad. And he wants to forget that I was his partner, and for them to forget that I was their dad, since he got a new partner, and consider me just their friend. But I don't want to, because they bring me happiness because I feel like I have a purpose. Ah. I mean, well, if those 3 others, if they are like, you know, not sort of like related to your ex, then isn't it up to them if they want to have that sort of bond and relationship with you, right? Like, if they're not sort of like, you know, in a actual relationship with your ex, then they are, you know, grown-up people, and they can decide like, okay, well, you know, I can have this bond with you, but I can also have it with you, with Zhang. But you know, that's just maybe me. That's just maybe me. I don't know. Some people are complicated, and some people are making things weird or harder than it like needs to be. I was also thinking that. Who do they think they are? The queen, right? Yeah. Yeah, like, oh my god, you know, you can't sit in first class because these fancy ladies need to sit there. Yeah. I've been having a really fun time first doing it meets. Really looking forward to wearing Garth at Confuzzled this year too. Yeah, I totally get that. Yeah. I'm still saving up for a partial fursuit myself. It's not really going super fast, as you can see by the fursuit fund at the top of the screen. But that's okay, you know, that's okay. I have lots of other things that I need to and want to spend money on, and every little bit that I can save, I'll save that. So yeah. So we went swimming. It was actually really nice. I was actually kind of surprised because I don't think I got a new secondhand Apple Watch earlier last year, but I haven't used it actually for swimming. And I noticed that now I could actually see the water temperature, which was kind of cool. And the lady at the desk said that it was 27 degrees. And my watch also showed that it was 27 degrees. So that was kind of, I was like, oh, look, it actually matches. So that kind of made me happy. So yeah, so what else? Also on the 29th, me and Peter had Chinese food, because I think we basically order Chinese food like once a year, and we always do it on the 29th because that used to be a tradition that my late grandfather used to do. So every year on his birthday, which was the 29th, he would invite, like, you know, the entire family. He would invite them over to his place, which, you know, I was talking about earlier how Christmas with my family would be, you know, making the place too small. Well, my grandfather's place was even smaller, so it was like, you know, super cramped. And it was always like, you know, messy and like, you know, hectic and stuff, but it was always kind of nice that he would, like, you know, have the entire family over, and he would save up his money for that, and then we would buy Chinese food, and you know, the entire family would have Chinese food at his place. So after my grandfather died, like, you know, many years ago, we kind of kept that tradition sort of going, me and Peter. So every year on the 29th, we buy Chinese food, and we eat that in sort of like in his yeah, in like, you know, his spirit, even though he's not with us anymore, his sort of tradition still lives on, which, yeah, I really like that. Like I said, we never, I think sometimes, I think maybe last year we had like Chinese food once, maybe before that, but maybe not even. I think literally we have Chinese food like maybe once or twice a year. So yeah. Chinese food, yeah, right, yeah, it's always so good. I mean, it is so good, like we should eat it more, but yeah, I don't know, it's also kind of expensive, and you can also make most things kind of easily yourself, I guess. So you know, that's what we sometimes do. Like, we eat Chinese food more often, but we don't get takeout more than once a year. So yeah, so that was nice. What else? It gets boring when you order it too much. Yeah, that too. That totally, yeah. And like, you know, there's always so many things on the menu, and then I'm like, I don't know what this is. Like, we usually order the same things, and like, I know some things, but most of those things I'm like, yeah, this sounds kind of familiar, but don't ask me to describe it because I have no idea. Hey, Mr. Wonderful. Hello, how are you? Welcome on in. It's good to see you. I love Chinese food. Right, yeah, I love it too. I love it too. Like I said, we should have it more often. One thing that I really love, I don't know, wait, what is it? Wait, I don't know what it's called in English. In Dutch, it's called bami. I don't know what that is in like a sort of like a noodles. Well, maybe it's even called that. I don't know. Let's go to Wikipedia, the all-knowing Wikipedia. Wait, let's go to the Dutch Wikipedia because I doubt that it's I doubt that it's like an English thing. Yeah, it's like a noodle dish. Yeah, bami goreng. Yeah, so I think that's I think it probably translates as well. Bami is fried noodles, I think. Yeah. We usually with like, you know, meat or and veggies and egg and something like that. So yeah. Everyone in my ex's server was close fam, and I was just his sibling. Aw. Well, I'm sorry to have you have to go through that, Zhang. I'm sorry to have you have to go through that. Hopefully you can yeah, like I said, you know, like, I get that it's annoying, but hopefully you can, like, sort of move past that and yeah. Try to move on. If that's what they want you to do.
Hey, you are awesome. Thank you for the sub.
Maybe you can go to an all-you-can-eat Chinese restaurant, then you can just try. Right, yeah, that's it. That would actually be a good one.
The 16-month resub.
I think I've done that, like, a long time ago. I think I've actually been to an all-you-can-eat Chinese restaurant.
White heart, gray heart. Make Mr. Jord 1HEART cause heart puppery smile.
I love how Paul, the text-to-speech guy, always have issues with certain emojis. But Pub Swords, hello, thanks so much for the resub for 16 heckin' months. How about that? Thanks so much, Sword. Hopefully you're doing good. Welcome in. Happy New Year. How are you? But yeah, so we had Chinese food. Then what else? New Year's was nice. I spent it with a good friend of mine. It was funny though. So we were supposed to be watching the national fireworks, which I don't know why, but for some reason, apparently the national fireworks is hosted in Rotterdam. Don't ask me why, because I would say maybe like, you know, in our capital, you would host the national fireworks. But no, they were hosted in Rotterdam. So, you know, fine. We agreed to, it was me and him and like two other friends of ours. We were like, okay, let's watch the national fireworks. Let's go to the city and let's watch it. So, I was at his place, like, you know, pretty early that day. So we prepared some things, and we just chilled and hung out and snuggled and had a good time. And then in the evening, he was like, okay, well, we can take the subway to the city, and we can watch the national fireworks. So we were on our way to the subway, and then we got there, and the subway station was closed. And he was like, oh, you know, he was surprised, and I was like, okay, yeah, that's, you know, I mean, I wasn't necessarily surprised, because I was surprised that we could even take the subway on, you know, New Year's Eve. But, you know, that's me. I don't live in a big city. But yeah, so we got there, and then the subway station was closed, so we had to go back to his place and just watch it on TV. So that was kind of a bummer. It was funny though, because I jokingly, I mean, I told him this afterwards as well, but I jokingly thought to myself, like, this is something that would never happen to me. People always tell me that I over prepare. Like, when I take a trip, I like to, you know, check things like, which subway do I need to take? Where's my hotel? I go to like Google Street View, and I, like, you know, check out the route from like the subway station to the hotel, so I know, like, I know where I need to go. Like, I there's no surprises for me when I take a trip. And people are always telling me, like, dude, just go there and you'll figure it out, you know, it'll be fine. But I just like to be prepared. I just like to know what I can expect, right? So I was jokingly thinking to myself, like, this wouldn't have happened to me, because I would have, you know, like, days before, would have checked, is the subway running? If so, what time can we take the subway? And until what time can we come back? You know, I would check all of these things, so I wouldn't be in front of a closed subway station. But he's, you know, like, my friend, he's the kind of guy that's just like, oh yeah, we'll figure it out, you know, we'll figure it out. It'll be fine, you know. I'll improvise something, you know, which also, you know, usually it works, but in this case it didn't. But yeah, you know, it was fine. We just went back to his place and we just watched it on TV, and it was still okay. I said this before, like, December 31st, that's like my least favorite day of the year. I don't like December 31st.